So now let us just dive right in. The federal government, through the office of the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, said a court has granted the federal government's request to label Bandits Group as terrorist organizations. This was disclosed in a statement by Dr. Umar Jubril Gwandu, Special Assistant on Media and Public Relations, Office of the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice on Friday. The minister added that the court's permission also approves the federal government's determination to crush banditry. While in the public domains, the feelings shared are that these actions should have been taken sooner. What are your thoughts on this? Okay, yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, you see, I've always been saying it. To defeat bandits, either you call them bandits, or you call them terrorists, or you call them whatever name you want, it needs to be pushed with our will. With our will. It is beyond dishing out vacuous statements that are not being supported with actions. There was a time here, everybody in Nigeria was shouting, we got to change the service chiefs, we got to change the service chiefs. And that is why that these service chiefs, they are bereft of ideas, this and that. I say, no. To defeat the so-called bandits or terrorists or whatever you're calling them is beyond changing of service chiefs. What is the philosophy? What part of the body language of the commander-in-chief of the armed forces? The president. Who is in charge? Who gives directives? We're all witnesses to it. When he asked one Inspector General of Police to move to Bonu, when that place was hit up, shift your headquarters of police to Bonu. Third day after, the guy was still saying, no, I was not giving such an instruction. And what happened to him? Nothing. So what do we expect? Service chiefs were changed. What are we still been seeing? Whether is even the court is court supposed to even order the federal government before declaring these people terrorists? I mean, we are a country of how do I put it now? These people that do theater. It's just like people doing theater. Theater Yoruba. They call it theater Yoruba, but Ajimaja in those days, whereby people will just be laughing. You have Aderupoko, you have all these people, and they'll be making some comical things, and everybody will be laughing. Yeah, well, because what we are saying, what we are doing is, we are it's as if we are not serious. Yes. Must we wait till the court gives an order that we declare these people terrorists? People that have been occupying other people's land, hosting their flags there, chasing the owners of lands away, and then taking authority, dishing out orders, and you are still saying you are now waiting till the court will declare them terrorists. Unlike those that are having constitutional rights to pursue a particular vision, and they are going about it constitutionally. You are declaring those people terrorists. You are now waiting for court to declare these people terrorists. We're still joking.
So what about
as a nation?
Do you feel like it should have been done earlier, and right now is perhaps maybe even a little too late?
At least that it has been done at all is something we should say, okay, fine, it's good. Okay, better late than never. But what is I think Mr. President is becoming conscious that his tenure is running out. And he's beginning to think of the legacy that he's going to leave behind. Now, what will Mr. President be remembered for after May 29, 2023? So he's also working, that's my own thinking, working towards that date. If you look at the activities of the bandits, it's becoming worrisome and more dangerous, despite what the government is claiming. Now, even the governor of Niger State has shouted loud and clear that they have consolidated in Niger State. And if they stabilize in Niger State, then Abuja is just hours away from being overrun. Because now, with the local governments that have been identified where they have encroached, they are very close to Suleja. And if you run through Suleja into Mandala, then Zubai. If you can't go through the express, maybe because on that axis you have DSS and all that, you can go through Karimo. And by the time you burst out at Mabushi, Abuja is already in danger. So if the president is acting now, fine. Let's welcome the action, and that the office of the Attorney General of the Federation, Minister of Justice, applied, went for ex parte motion, filed an ex parte motion, fine. Maybe they want to go through a process which they ignored when they proclaimed IPOB terrorists, because that was done by executive fiat.
Sorry, does declaring these people terrorists, is this synonymous to winning them?
No, when you declare that terrorists, there is a level of violence that the state can apply on people who undertake such violent enterprise. So that is the reason why they have to go. But again, there's also insinuation in the public that when they went to acquire Tucano from the US, that there were restrictions that the US gave. So which means that the Tucano cannot be used outside the territory that the Nigerian government requested for, and on the people that they requested the military, equipment for. So it's most likely that that equipment, that military hardware, was meant for just terrorists. So to expand the scope of operation or the utility, they now have to go through this process. Then they can now move and apply it. And that is why insinuation.
Okay, so can we say that the delay in proscribing bandits as terrorists is because they don't want to make mistakes?
No, that is not true. There have been reluctance on the part of the government to heed to the cause to proclaim bandits as terrorists. But the National Assembly has also passed a resolution earlier than this. And don't forget that at the early stage of the encroachment of these people into the Nigerian territory, they started coming as, in those days they were addressed as a Fulani herdsmen, killer Fulani herdsmen, and that was very controversial. From that they graduated to terrorists, to bandits, sorry. At that stage, I could remember public officers in Nigeria that were saying, no, these people are not Nigerians. They were coming from Mali. They were coming from, the West African countries and all that. And you have the immigration, you have the customs that were minding our borders. There were no questions. So, when government has also failed, then who takes the responsibility? Maybe the president is now realizing certain mistakes and want to make corrections.
Okay. But you see, my own bane here is this. Declaring a group of arsonists terrorists, must we go to the court? Because there are international standards. All right? There are international standards. There are also organizations that Nigeria belongs to, that we are signed treaties with. And these organizations have been declaring these people, they have been calling these people terrorists. Okay? Why has it taken us so long before calling them terrorists? Must we also go to the court to call them terrorists? The president himself haven't seen their activities. If we have been so serious, can Zingwa call them terrorists and then deal with them decisively? Well,
if you are to look at the definition of terrorists, there are people who have same ideology, a group of people, like something that is well ordered, a group of people well ordered who have an ideology, and perhaps the ideology is injurious to the well-being of
the people.
But can we say that these bandits, they are well-formed and they have ideology that is, because the way it is, it's as if they are just raiding villages, going there, burning, killing, raping, just to get their stuff.
You see, when you're talking of bandits, bandits can be likened to all these cow rustlers, people going to other people's farms to steal. Do you understand? Maybe stealing on a higher scale, okay? But the moment it turns out to killings, not just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in tens, hundreds, also taking over people's territory, forcefully. And you are still waiting. You are still waiting for the court to declare such people terrorists. And this is not something that they will do in a day and they will go back. No, they have been doing it, even to the extent of attacking military barracks, to the extent of cutting away military hardwares. And you are still dealing with them with glove hands. No?
Yeah, I think the Minister of Justice actually listed the activities that he felt were criminal in that statement. You know, so based on that, but he's even in that statement, he said that they have to follow international standards. So maybe that is a process he felt that meet international standards. But generally to appear that they have played politics with national security for long. And now they are running out of time. One, they are running out of time. Two, the situation is becoming more dangerous. Because if they can encroach Niger State, then Abuja is definitely not safe. Now, some time ago, the UAE released list of those who are sponsoring terrorists in Nigeria. What did the Nigerian government do? So, in the next 18 months, President Muhammad Buhari will no longer be president of Nigeria. May 30, 2023, will no longer be president. Everybody will be talking about the Buhari administration. Nobody's going to talk about Malami. Nobody's going to talk about Lai Mohammed or any other person. It's about the Buhari administration. So I'm of the thinking that he's beginning to become conscious of what legacy is going to say.
And I have to agree with that. Any little thing that is wrong with Nigeria right now, everything is blamed on Buhari.
That is what we call leadership responsibility.
Yeah. Even some things that does not have to do with his jurisdiction, you hear people say,
Buhari. Where is his jurisdiction? Where is his jurisdiction? Is all area.
Okay, well, if we look at the area of land, because I was made to understand that when it comes to land, land is the responsibility of the state government. And we are talking about hiking prices of goods and services. Everyone is saying, it's Buhari, it's Buhari, it's Buhari. And I was made to understand that shouldn't this be the responsibility of the state government and people holding the state government accountable?
I will now tell you why it's Buhari. When you're talking of Nigeria as a whole, then you say Federal Republic of Nigeria, okay? Then when you're talking of states, for instance, Lagos State within Federal Republic of Nigeria, all right? If anything should go wrong in Lagos State, he has that temerity of power to clamp down. Okay, why will he now declare state of emergency in a state where there is chaos? Why are people also saying he too should be hanged in view of incidents of NSAS? I don't know whether you understand. So when you're talking of the president, the whole country is on his head. So he must open his eyes, extend his tentacles, and open his. James Ali Chase said, with an ear to the ground. I don't know whether we have read that book, James Ali Chase, An Ear to the Ground. Go and read it. He must have his ears on the ground. Whatever is happening in Daura, he must know. Whatever is happening in Ikoro in one small place in Ekiti, he must know.
Okay, but don't we agree that for us to have a functioning country, it's not just the responsibility of the leaders alone, but also of the
exactly
citizens?
That's another angle to it. Okay, as we have responsibilities of the president, so also there is what we call, even in the constitution, rights, duties, and obligations of the people.
Okay, so can we agree that Nigerians, a large number of Nigerians, are not patriotic?
Like, you can't say that. You can't say that because the large number of Nigerians are not the one implementing Nigeria's budget. You have a people that are single and they roll out a budget of about 10 to 11 trillion in a year to spend on behalf of the people, and you now turn to say people are not patriotic when they are not benefiting from what they have.
But are you also forgotten that those people to be in power, the people you are talking about, put them there? So that is where their patriotism comes from. So who are the kind of people they are putting there? Are they putting people that are giving them rice of the rika there and then 1 cube of Maggi? Are they putting people that are giving them little money there? People that they know they are criminals. Are they putting them there? So that is where the people lies. It is even more of the people than those people there. Are people trying to check them?
Okay, let's hear what's on there.
So the issue is that when you're now looking at state-citizen relations, you now look at the basic social contracts that establish the relations. Now, have those entrusted with the powers of the state accomplished the mandate being entrusted to them? If yes, then have they got a corresponding response from citizens? That's one aspect. And if they have not, they are indebted to.
As people be challenging them. As people be challenging them.
Yeah, that
no, these are issues.
The structure of our society.
Yes.
The level of socialization, the level of political enculturation, and all that. So a whole lot of things go into that. And a greater proportion of the Nigerian population, they are hungry. So people strive to see how they survive rather than coming to see how we're going to struggle.
Yeah.